Greetings, huntsmen and huntresses, and welcome back to RWBY-JPDE. Well, yeah, guys, I actually did turn back the clock a bit so I could, have a bit more of a feel for it. Don't give me that lip, young lady. Your bestie is away on his final exam, and our esteemed allies aren't going to need you before the Vital Festival. Also, let's be honest, you're literally the only person I can trust, so I need you to watch my back. There's nothing stopping them from just offing me once they deem that our part is done, and they continue off on their own. I prefer they didn't try at all, thank you very much. Anyway, let's go. Mount Glen isn't exactly behind the corner, even with a flying machine. Well, that was short and sweet. Well, any luck, guys? How's your missions going? So, who wants to go first? Don't give me those looks. We've read those letters alone. Mission requests. We've been alone. We thought about stuff. Yada yada. But now we need to talk to each other, or are we going to explode? We all know it. Thank God someone said it. You're brave. You're a braver bun than me, honey. I agree. I think putting it all out there is going to help us digest everything. Allow me, then. Even if, I must confess that this precise subject escapes me. Yeah, I noticed. You didn't seem in the same state of mind, Penny. What gives? What wasn't your request? Oh, I see. It was for a woman from Mistral who'd like to recover her grandfather's journal. She doesn't have anything to remember him by. I guess your contained similar sad stories? Well, yeah, but the thing is, I mean, let's be honest. If it wasn't for May, we've never come here. The reason there are so many of these requests is because no one wants to risk their necks for something like this if they can help it. But someday we may be asked to do something just like that for the sake of complete strangers. Would you be able to do it, Penny? Of course I would. You're a sweet girl, Penny. Just like that? You wouldn't, Kenchi? I think the right question is, why would you? Because if I didn't, who would? We should. Who should? I know that it sounds silly, saying out loud, but one day, I'll save the world. Penny, you could save the world with your smile alone, and I'm pretty sure several people in the RWBY community would agree, as you did not deserve what happened to you. I swear to God, this girl is so sweet. It's almost unbearable. You're... what? I told you, but my father agrees too. If I keep growing, if I keep on honing my skills and natural gifts, one day, I'll be just a remnant from the grim. Holy macaroni! Holy mackerel, is she talking about her being a robot here, or... At first, it was just something that I wanted to do. To make Papa happy. He seemed so proud at the idea. But the more I saw of the world and the people living in it, the more I realized, I like it. I like the people in it. I like how vibrant it can be, how alive they can feel. And that I don't like when people are sad or angry, or when they just do bad things to each other. And while I now know that no one will be happy all the time, I like people to be happy as they can, as long as they can. I think getting rid of the grim would be a big contribution to their happiness quota. And while I work on that, I will do my best to help as many people as possible. That is why I want to become a hunter. Sorry, guys. Sorry about stopping in the middle of a sentence there, guys. I was just zoning out for a second. I really gotta fix that. Penny reminds me a lot of RWBY, but with the basic difference. RWBY wants to help and protect people because of her moral code. She believes, just like her mother, that it's the right thing to do. That's what heroes do. Penny instead wants to be a hunter because she doesn't like seeing people sad. It's not morality that guides her, but empathy. You're incredibly sweet, Penny. Way too sweet. Makes me feel bad. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, that came out wrong. It's not something you should be sorry for. It's just... I don't have the confidence or ambition to save the world. I couldn't even help myself, and that's how we ended up in Barreto. Evelyn. And helping people, a hunter's work, it's noble, but I don't think I want to do that forever, grim or not. What would you like to do then, Evelyn? Promise not to laugh? Cross my heart and hope to die. Well, this should be good. What is it then? I want to have a big family, just like I used to. Oh. With a big house, a big garden, maybe a dog? I want to have at least 3 kids. Why am I getting sudden Rise Kuchikawa vibes right now? Because if any has ever played Persona 4 Golden, if you actually date Rise, and when you do the Valentine's Day event, that's what she says. She wants to have a big dog house with a big dog and have a bunch of kids. It's so sweet and wholesome. That's why I'm getting really big vibes from Evelyn right now. 3? That's such a wonderful idea. I'll keep myself from making rabbit jokes if you promise to invite me to the housewarming party. Deal. Believe it or not, that's not exactly uncommon. There are plenty of huntsmen who go into profession to save up for a few years to buy a house and a plot of land. Then they switch to a new profession, but your project also required a reliable life partner. Well, I think I've got that covered, right, Kenchi? Don't put me on the spot like that! It's way too early to start thinking about stuff like that. Oh? So you don't mind having 3 kids as a minimum? What do I look like, Jean Arc's family here? So, partner, what about you? What do you want to do with your life other than torturing my psyche? Helping my sister, of course. I want to be healthy and get healthy again. Cured. So I can tell Mother that she's alive and well, and we can be a family again. Then I want to bring Jacques Schnee to justice for what happened to us and so many other people all over Remnant. Now that's a good life goal right there. Heck, screw the guy, I say. The guy's a dick anyway. You want to take down one of, if not the most powerful man on Remnant? Yes, and I will. That required time, planning, and connections. I know. So I'll most probably stay as a hunter until I can achieve that, or wait until I become an impediment to that goal. Otherwise, who knows? I envy you. Why'd you say that, Meg? You have something, a driving force, a dream, an aspiration, saving the world, starting a big family, taking down an enemy. I don't have anything like that. I don't even know if I want to be a hunter any longer after this mission is over. Reminds me of Yang. Does this have anything to do with you wanting revenge on Nyx? My cousin, Ju Zidong, is the reason why I know so much about the Nyx. She passed this information on as she lay in her deathbed. She had to come here on one of those fetch requests that everyone ignores. Too much risk for something that only matters to a few, or a single. But June always felt bad for those people who constantly overlooked. She tried to do as many of those requests as she could, when she could. 2 years ago, it wasn't the first time she came to Vodrunum, but it would have been her last. She's the entire reason we know that the Nyx exists. She encountered it and managed to survive? Barely. Her injuries eventually did her in, and yet even as she faded away, she passed on every single piece of information she gathered about the battle about the Knicks. Her comrades and superiors promptly decide to do jack with it. Since it's territorial grim, there's no reason to pursue it. They said, you just need to leave it alone. And that's when it dawned on me. What? What did? They treated my cousin's death as if it was an occupational hazard, like something that could have been avoided if she had stuck to the safety precautions, because the Grim aren't a danger if they aren't an enemy. Those pests. Yes, they're pests. Don't you think that's a bit hyperbolic? No. If you're at war with an enemy, you should work as an army. The objective is victory. With Grim, that can only mean their complete annihilation, not containment. And if you have an enemy who manages to kill one of your best, you find yourself with enough intel to destroy it, you should, because morale is at stake. Yes, exactly right. That's how it should work against an enemy. Even wild animals are put down if they become dangerous for humans. Ain't that true? But not Grim. If a hunter dies fighting a Grim, that's just something that happens. Because, May, this would be life. Think, what would life be like if people had to live in constant awareness that humanity is a perpetual war with an enemy? Perpetual, sorry. Even if they're not aware of that, we are, and hunters die for the sake of people who don't even know it. You die in getting avenged, because acknowledging it is a big deal would make the Grim a big deal, wouldn't it? All to protect a fragile peace of mind. Kenchi, you agree with May? Yes, I do, because I don't think the Grim are the biggest problem. Think about it. Grim are dangerous to everyone and everything, yet they're not fought as hard as they could be because of people. The mess with the boss and Wiser, and the rest of the things we dealt with, the common dominator has always been the other people, never the Grim. They may differ in power, ideologies, goals, but the one thing they all have in common is that everything comes second to what they think is important. Being a hunter, how could I ever be a hunter if what a hunter should do is dictated by the whims of the people instead of what should be done? And what is it that should be done, partner? Take them out. Thought so. Bring the fight to the Grim, figure out where they come from, and how to get rid of them. All of them. To the last. That's something no one can do on their own. It needs the whole of Remnant to come together. I figured. And for that to happen, we have to get rid of everything that prevents that from happening. Or we could just leave it to Penny. I won't let you down. I still have no idea how you're able to go along with it, but let's make a deal. You think about getting rid of the Grim and the boss, that too, and I'll take care of everything in your way. Deal? Kenchi, hunters don't always choose their partners for missions. Even if you graduate as a team for the same academy, then I quit. I want to stay with Penny. Just Penny? I'm her, Kenchi. What? I usually you would be too busy planning a hostile takeover of the Schnee Company and raising triplets. Oh yeah, how'd you like that? How'd you like it? I don't know. Maybe get a head start on that, just in case. I love these guys, I really do. Alright, that's enough for today. We should hit the sack early to work with as many hours as daylight as possible tomorrow. Yeah, let's. I mean, even if Penny will one day take care of all of it for us. Nothing says we can't take care of some on the way there. Alright. Let's do a little bit more, and then we'll end the episode. Monday. What's that noise? You're certain about her husband? Yes, I think she's the best choice. Just because of her natural gifts, more so because of her sense of duty. I see. Unless, of course, you have a better candidate. I have one. Miss Goodwitch. For the love of God. She fights like a witch. She uses a telekinesis-based semblance and wields it like a wand. She's definitely a better choice than Pyrrha. That's what I think anyway. Or you should have someone who's at least got some knowledge of how to use magic like in such a way. Pyrrha doesn't. She's not a sage. She's not a mage. She is basically a fighter, or she's a warrior. She's not a magic user. Don't even think about dragging her into this. I'm pretty sure this was after Monty Owen passed away when they decided to do this. In my opinion, if they wanted to have a meaningful death that spared John to do better, they could have spared those two. And maybe, here's a smart idea, the death could have been Miss Goodwitch. After all, the voice actress already left Rooster Teeth at that point, so it would have been a lot smarter, in my opinion. No, I don't. And she does seem like a good choice. It's just, I wasn't expecting this situation. I wasn't either, James, but Glenda forced our hand. In retrospect, I probably expected it to come to this sooner or later. She's always considered herself a teacher before anything else. I don't think it would have come at such a conjuncture. If times of crisis do not force people to face their true selves, what does? Indeed. Speaking of which, are you sure it's wise to allow a team of students to go to Mount Glen? Let's just say Team RWBY's extracurricular activities have been pretty revealing. I'm starting to see a connection. It must be clear by now it's the enemy, especially after the development of the deployment of your units, that they won't be able to act in Beacon as they like, unless something bigger takes the focus away from us. Oop. Reason more to send some of my soldiers and units instead of students, which is what they would expect. They're with Oblek. He'll keep them out of trouble. I didn't expect them to pull the pin on the grenade, just to further stir the hornet's nest, as they already have been doing. Whatever's going on there has managed to keep itself pretty well hidden so far. If it wasn't for the homicide in Vale from a few months ago, we would have never gotten wind of it. An ex-White Fang member leaving behind a message written on his own blood, despite of a spent life. So I just doubt Team RWBY is going to just change upon a base of operations while following a pet around or something, but they'll be following the enemy to overstretch their hand, allowing us to garner more information. For if that is what happens, they do follow Zwei, and that's what happens. Okay, day 183, the day of the breach. We're covering on this piece of the battlefield at the time. I'm not splitting this party if I can help it. We'll set up a perimeter. Don't stray far from it. We should try and keep it close to each other at all times. So we should split into two groups, so we'll be able to, so that we don't go too slow on surveying. Penny, you're with me. Kenchi, you're in charge of May and Evelyn. Wait, me? Are you sure, partner? If you really want to get my trust back, Kenchi, you need opportunities to earn it. You're the only person here with any experience leading. What about Professor Peach, though? I'll be hanging back here to do my own thing. Penny, while I'm a more active role right now, I'm still charged with evaluating your performance. So I'll only intervene if I deem you've bitten off more than you could realistically chew. I see. Thank you for your exhaustiveness. Which area should we investigate today? I was thinking of the south of the battlefield. According to your map, there's a fortification ruins to the north, and while that's most likely the spot for a lair of the Nyx, we should sweep around to avoid surprises. I agree. What can you tell us about that area? We'll find overgrown trenches. We'll find old overgrown trenches on the path, for sure. Craters from dust cannonballs, and most definitely corpses. That's war, I'm afraid. After all these years, I wonder what state they'll be in. Not pretty, that's for sure. Anyway, we should probably ignore the belongings retrieval part until we flush the Grim out. Agreed. It's not a task I'm looking forward to in any case. Figures with the risk of the Grim breathing down on my neck. Well, that's a sobering thought for the day. Let's get a move on before we start weeping. No pain, no gain, I guess. Whew. Well, guys, that's the end of the video here. Like, comment, and subscribe. It's Jeff, and I'm out of here. See ya.